Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac.
And this is your boy Bryce.
And we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we've made it to the grass courts. And aren't they lovely and green? We're just really excited about grass court tennis. And boy, oh boy, were there a lot of tournaments last week. Bryce, man, how are you feeling going into grass court season?
I guess these Russians are trying to get these bags before they got to get out of Dodge. Yeah, the surprising thing to me was seeing the number of Russians playing the warm-up tournaments to Wimbledon, because I would have assumed if you're not going to be playing Wimbledon, then, go ahead and start getting your reps in on the hard courts.
Right, exactly.
Stuff together. Now, granted, I know certain players that are within a certain ranking, it still makes sense for them to play in terms of making money, and maybe they still need to go after points. But I was surprised to see Medvedev and Rublev and, that level of player, Sabalenka, still playing, unless, and maybe you know something, Isaac, unless they're still thinking this is a decision that might turn around before Wimbledon kicks off.
No, I mean, if they are thinking that, I don't think they're thinking in the right way. Because the fact that Wimbledon made their statement, the fact that the WTA and ATP then came back and basically took the points away, I just don't know that I would see them changing that up within, a 2-week period of Wimbledon starting. So I don't know, man. I was thinking about it exactly the way that you were. I didn't think that we would see any of the top level Russians and Belarussians playing at all, because again, like you said, why would you play on grass? Just go and tidy up your game on the hard courts and be ready to take it out on folks during the summer hard court season. So it is very peculiar, but at the same time, hey, that, I'm glad to see him out there though. It's always good seeing top players play. That's a good thing.
Right. Well, and the one thing that I was thinking about, I know that the way the ATP and WTA worded their statement was like they were taking away the points, unless, another situation happened before Wimbledon. Whatever. They left a clause in there like, okay, if folks change their mind or whatever, we'll add the points back. And I know a representative from the tours went to meet with the I don't know if it was the All England Lawn and Tennis Association or whoever over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I never heard what came out of that, which made me believe nothing came out of it.
Exactly.
So, but that was my big surprise from last week. It was just really the number of Russians and Belarusians I saw playing. But like, hey, it is still money. It is still points. So
That's right. As long as you got them coins in them bags out there, folks are going to try and get it now. Come on.
So let's talk about these tournaments. So
yes.
We had in Hergenbosch, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Netherlands, we had both a men's and a women's event going on there.
Yes.
And starting with the men, the funny thing to me was we get as a top seed Medvedev, who makes it all the way to the finals. We don't think much about him on grass, but he sure didn't have much of a problem with Ivashka, Simone. Who else did he beat?
Mannarino.
Probably people he should beat on any surface, but nonetheless.
Right. No, and I agree with you. He definitely is not known for his grass court prowess. But like you said, and I think that was just simply the case. He's playing basically against the B squad. I consider, and great players. Don't get me wrong. Mannarino, Ivashka, Simone, really solid players. But again, he should be able to beat them on any serve. You could throw them on some rocks and gravel, and he should be able to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Quicksand. Medvedev should be able to win. So honestly, those were not surprising to me. A few other things were surprising to me in that draw, but him making it to the final was not one of them.
Okay. So one of the biggest surprises had to be this Van Richthofen.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, like we follow tennis, right? I mean, like probably more than your average person, right?
For sure.
So when we hear a name and we're like, who?
Exactly. I was like, man, who? Where he come from? I mean, come on. It was crazy. But I tell you what, that boy had him a tournament, Bryce.
Didn't he?
He had him a tournament. I mean, to come out the gates, I mean, he beat Matthew Ebden, which, that's a good victory. But then he stepped up on Taylor Fritz and was like, Taylor, anybody scared you? Right? I mean, went 3 sets, but still, he had the mental toughness and he saw it through, man. And, and we both like our boy Gaston, Hugo Gaston from France. We like him, he's feisty and has a real good game about him. Every time I saw a match, I was like, okay, he's gonna lose this one. Okay, he's gonna lose this one. Okay, he's gonna lose this one. And the boy just kept winning, Bryce. What were your thoughts? I was perplexed.
I really thought once he got to FAA,
yep,
and the semi was like, okay, and this would have been a great tournament for him.
Yes,
great tournament. And then when he beat FAA, I was like, wow, Medvedev is going to really come through and win the tournament.
Right, exactly.
I mean, and I was like, what a statement that's going to make. He's going to be number 1 in the world. He won one of the grass court lead-ups, and he's not able to get into Wimbledon.
Right.
But Tim was like, hold up.
Right? Wait a minute now. Let us rewrite this story that you think you got in your head. Man.
And apparently they knew each other from the juniors.
Ah, okay.
And he was like, he had always intended to take Daniil to this one bakery he knew. He had always intended to take him to this bakery, but they had never gotten a chance because the junior tour is tough and and they just never got around to it. And so on this very special Sunday, there was suddenly enough time for him to get into that bakery.
To get to that bakery, right?
And he was like, the breadsticks are to die for here. To die for. You must have one.
Yes, you must. You must have one. I mean, Bryce, that is an insane week. His first title, to say that you beat Taylor Fritz, Gaston, Felix Auger-Aliassime, and Medvedev, who was about to become the new number 1 in the world. Come on. That's ridiculous. That's a week. That is a week. Crazy.
Something felt very Ostapinko-ish about it.
Yep. This is meant to be. This is meant to be.
Right. So shout out to him. He seemed like a nice guy. And I speech at the end and the whole nine. So I wish him well. I'm all about having some nice, good guys on tour. So it will be very interesting to see if he's able to back this up at all.
Yeah, you would hope so. I mean, you really would hope so. I mean, maybe, I don't know if he considers himself a grass court specialist. He does have that very nice one-handed backhand. I don't know. We'll see. But after having that kind of a week, he should really be very, very proud of himself. That's for sure.
He really should. Now, I didn't know if it was a trend or something, but, us having these finalists on the men's and the women's side who can't play Wimbledon.
Right?
I really wasn't sure what was going on here because we had Sabalenka, who ain't been able to beat nobody lately. Makes it to the finals against Alexandrova.
Yep.
And I don't know if Alexandrova knew Sabalenka in the juniors as well, and never got a chance to take her to that bakery. But she got her there. I'm telling you, if you were in the Netherlands this weekend, on the weekend, you made it to a very special bakery.
Yes, the bakeries were popping. Yes.
Yes.
It's crazy, Bryce.
She told her, forget the breadsticks. The bagels are to die for.
It's all about the bagels. Come on now. Get you a bagel. I got one for you, sis. Come on. I mean, and Bryce, 3 of the 4 semifinalists, like I said, were either Russian or Belarusian. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shout out to Shelby. I was really, really rooting for Shelby. I was hoping she would have been able to get through. But Big Sab just had too much for her on the day. But still, kudos to Shelby for getting to the semis. That's a good result.
That was a very good result for her. But you're right. I didn't pay attention to that. 3 of the 4 semifinalists can't play Wimbledon.
Mm-hmm.
And while I don't want to overshadow Alexandrova winning a nice title, so shout out to you, but it just makes me even more sad about Wimbledon. Right. And I just think it's so unfair to those players. I mean, it just is. And the point I will continue to go back on is this action is having 0 impact on that war.
Right. It isn't exactly 0 impact. So it's disappointing, man. But Wimbledon went out there and they put their little foot in the ground, and so it's like, okay, that's how you're thinking about this. But I know that there are lots and lots of people that just don't agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the tournament in the Netherlands. So that's good. Shout out to our boy Sven.
Yes.
I don't know if he was there or not, but tournament in his home country.
That's right.
So then we move on to the men who had the Boss Open in Stuttgart, Germany.
Yep.
And wow.
Right?
Just take it away.
I mean, first of all, that draw. What is going on in Stuttgart that you are drawing that type of talent? I mean, folks, let's just give you a quick high level. They had Tsitsipas there, of course. Andy Murray was there. You had Hubie Hurkacz there. Nick Kyrgios was like, I'm about to be all up in the house. I mean, just names upon names. Berrettini was there. I mean, I was like, what is going on at this tournament that y'all were able to draw this kind of folk?
For a guy, Bublik was there.
Yeah, for Rick, exactly. I mean, incredible draw, Bryce. The one thing I will say, though, is that third round, Andy Murray had to get his revenge.
Oh, I'm trying. Just a second. I'm trying to remember on
Tsitsipas.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that drama at the U.S. Open, the bathroom break, and
Yep. Andy was no joke. I mean, I did not know how that match with Kyrgios in the semifinals was going to go.
Yeah, I actually thought Kyrgios would win that match, and I was shocked that Andy was able to get him, a tiebreaker and then give him a hoe biscuit. He was like, "Now, see, grass is my surface now. Don't get it twisted."
Right. Andy was like, "Boy, don't you know tricks is for kids, man?"
Right.
Yeah. No. So that, and then against Berrettini, I mean, Berrettini is just coming off of the mystery hand injury.
Right.
But he's coming off the mystery hand injury, so you really don't know how he's gonna be. Mm-hmm. And he comes out and wins the first tournament off pop.
Right? Crazy. I mean, a tough 3-setter against Murray, but he got it done, and that's a respectable final. 6-4, 5-7, 6-3. That is very much respectable.
Right. So that draw was on fire,
Dude, I'm trying to tell you. Can we just say a couple things though about one or two real quick, folks?
Sure.
What is happening with your boy Shapovalov?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the first round to Ote?
I think mentally he is struggling.
I would agree with that because that to me is like, okay. And then, I mean, this is a tough one, but I tell you what, Maxime Cressy can't seem to get a break. My goodness. 3 tiebreakers, and unfortunately, he came on the losing end of that match. It just seems like he is going through some struggles, man.
I have this feeling that it's going to take him a minute.
Yeah.
I think give him another 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be ready to make his move. Remember, he didn't even start on his college team, so he
right.
don't. This is real new for him.
Right.
So I think he's gonna need a little more seasoning, little more cooking.
Right.
The average player his age has been on the tour.
Right.
But I do want to draw your attention, Isaac, to that doubles.
Okay.
Because winning the doubles, you had Pavillage playing with Herkic.
I saw that and I was like, where is Titch? Yeah, I would say I can't never say his name right. But yeah, Monte Pavillage was like, wait a minute now. I'm gonna dip. I'm just gonna dip for a quick second. And Hubie was like, come on in, dip over here. I got you. And they went and smacked a whole bunch of folks up, man. I was not expecting that.
And they looked real happy together too. So I'm assuming this was Mektic was like, I don't feel like playing this week, so
right. You would hope. Yeah.
I don't. He ain't leave Mektic for Herkic.
No, because Herkic is a singles player anyway, who just plays doubles, whereas Mate is a double specialist. So I would
still fill-in.
Say that again, bro.
Oh, I said he was an ideal fill-in.
There you go. And hey, they won. So there you go. I mean, and tough. I mean, they had some tough sets there. A lot of 7-6 sets.
Yeah. So that was a great tournament too. So shout out to Berrettini.
Yes.
Welcome back, and may you be a threat at Wimbledon. May you be in Djokovic's quarter. If you are,
right.
Just saying.
All
right, and then the final tournament we had in Nottingham was a women's tournament.
Yes.
And your girl was in the finals.
Yeah. Ali Risk did some good things in that tournament, man. She played some good ball, beat Garcia and Dart and Goljubich, who has that sweet one-handed backhand. And then, unfortunately, boy, now tell me this, Haddad Maya, where'd she come from? She was like, okay, I'm going to do my version of Krejcikova at the French.
She just has been popping on the scene to us recently. I've seen it before, but she ain't never really done nothing.
Right. I guess she liked grass. Who knew?
I know. She was like, give me both of them.
Right?
Give me the singles and the doubles. So shout out to her.
Right? And from Brazil, I was like, okay, all right, you better go ahead with that. That was a very impressive weekend and tournament overall for her. But of course, I was all about trying to get Ali Risk that title. But when I saw old girl won both the singles and doubles, I was like, okay, bow down.
Right.
Bow down.
Somebody that's greater than you. Yeah. That is so true. Haddad Maya.
Yes.
Okay, so We'll keep an eye on her at Wimbledon and see if, like our boy Van Ritten, see, I forgot his name already.
Van Richthofen. Yeah, Van
Yeah,
Richthofen.
yeah, the nice guy. Yeah. Now, if they both get drugged in the first round, you know what's up.
Exactly.
We'll definitely check them out. So,
oh man.
So those were the tournaments for last week.
Yes.
Now, Isaac, what do we have going on for this week?
There's a lot. I mean, like I said, they were like, listen, we understand that grass court season is short, so we go try and pile in as much as we possibly can. So they had 2 tournaments for the women, 2 tournaments for the men last week, and the same is true for this week. So yeah, they are all about it. And of course, some of the more, you know, I won't say prestige, but everybody's heard of Halle. So that they've got some good tournaments going on this week. Where do you want to start, my man?
It does not matter to me. Let's start with the women's 250, because all the rest of them, the other women's and the other men, are all 500s.
Correct. Yeah. So that is Birmingham.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Ostapenko is the top seed.
Oh boy. That's great. So who is in this draw here?
Oh, wow. Simona's coming out the woodwork, so she's the second seed there. Allie, of course, is there. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so here are your seeds. You got Ostapenko 1, Halep 2, Georgie 3, Mertens 4, Kvitova 5, Kristea 6, Risk 7, and Zhang 8.
Right. Come on, Petra Kvitova. Hopefully she'll get that good feeling back, but she is playing Haddad Maya in the first round. So
Hot
she
girl.
better come out ready. Hot girl, you better come out ready.
Yeah. And then you see Katie McNally, who has been trying to step her little game up lately, and singles and playing with other doubles partners. She's got Elise Mertens in the first round, so
yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know that I would see her getting through that. But I tell you somebody who needs to get through their match, and that's Donna Vekic. And I ain't going to say no more.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see who she is playing. Donna Vekic is... okay. She got through that match. She won that match 6-4, 6-4.
Oh, okay. So very good. Yeah.
We don't even have to speak the other name.
Very good. See, I should have updated the draw. My bad.
So, who do you think is taking this title?
I don't think it's going to be, honestly, either of the seeds. I don't think Ostapenko is got her game completely right, and it's grass, so she's just a little bit too out there for me. Mm-hmm. And with Simona, you can't never count out Simona. But I tell you what, if Ali Risk is on her game, she might end up taking Simona out. She really just might do it. Of course, my sentimental is with Kvitova. I would like her to win this all the way. I just wonder, first tournament back, and again playing Haddad Maya, who is coming off of a tournament win. Yep. That's going to be a tough ask. So honestly, bro, I have no clue who is going to win this tournament. Who do you think?
I'm not invested.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a nice field and all, but I don't really, ain't nobody in here I really... I mean, it'd be nice for Ostapenko to win just because it'd be strange. But I mean, I just, you would think you have a 2-time Wimbledon champion in the draw, that you would just be like, okay, Kvitova is gonna take it,
right?
And that might be the case, but like you said, she does have that Haddad Maya in the first round. But if she gets past that, yeah,
she can contend after that, because the next couple rounds, should be workable.
Yeah, so I just wish them all the best, and I'll go to this 500
I feel you.
tournament right now. So the next tournament is in Berlin,
Yes.
Germany, and with this particular draw, this is the 500 level. Let's see how we may have stepped up the players. So we've got Jabeur, Sabalenka, just Pliskova now.
One more.
Muguruza, Kasatkina, Coco Gauff, and Belinda Bencic.
Yeah, don't forget about Sakari at number 2. Did she pull out?
Oh, they don't have her. I see her down there, but they don't have her listed in the seeds.
Oh, really? Wow.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's interesting.
I wonder, was she a late entrant?
Yeah, possibly. Okay.
Because if you'll notice, she doesn't. Well, in the draw that I'm looking at, they don't even. She's in the number 2 spot, but they don't have the number 2 by her name.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for calling that out, though. Yeah, because I was just going down the seeded list. So yeah, Sakkari's in there. I mean, not like how she's been playing recently. That means, but,
right.
And we got Alicia Parks in here.
Yes, we do. Go, Alicia.
So now this one I'm a little more invested in.
All right.
How do you see this one going, Isaac?
Oh man, I have no idea. I'm happy that Jabeur is back. I think grass is a good surface for her with all her slicing and dicing. So I think that she is definitely going to give some trouble. But at the same time, having Muhova in the first round, that is no joke. That is a popcorn match, in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, I like that matchup. I mean, Mugu's in there, Pliskova's in there, who is a, Wimbledon finalist. You've got, Coco, of course, and Belinda. I'm hoping that she's playing Ann Lee the first round, 2 Americans. That makes me sad. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know who to call on this one. I think that it will be a really, really good, a good match. I mean, a good tournament, rather. If I were to put, some level of coins on someone, I don't know. I'll throw Bencic out there. Why not?
Oh, really? To take the title?
Yeah, why not? Oh, okay. What about you? Who are you thinking about? Who you like in this tournament?
I'm wondering, and this could be the emotional side of me speaking. I'm wondering if that run to the French Open final and the doubles final for Coco has not injected an additional level of confidence in her. We already know grass is very natural for her. I hear people saying clay may be her best surface, but her breakout was on grass.
That's right. It was.
And we've always known that, the grass courts seem to reward the skill set of the athletic.
Right.
And so now she's got a couple of years of Wimbledon underneath her belt. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coco do it.
Okay. I would love to see that. That would be incredible. Yeah. And I like what you said. I think it's definitely about those who are more, aggressive. And we know Coco has that net game. So if she's playing really strong grass court tennis, she actually should win this tournament.
Yeah. I mean, and if she were to win this tournament, it would be a great win with the names that are in this tournament.
Right. Exactly. It
wouldn't be like Medvedev running through Simone and Manarino.
Exactly.
I only say that because I love Medvedev.
Absolutely. That's right.
But, so yeah, I give that a go. I would give that a go. I didn't even look at the women's doubles to see if Coco was.
If they're playing, yeah. Let's see.
Well, it doesn't look like it. But we got Muhammad. We got Asian Muhammad in there, so.
Right.
No,
that's always good. Yeah. Shibahara. You know who Shibahara is, Bryce?
I'm getting to know her. We're not necessarily friends yet, but we're at least acquaintances.
There you go. There we go.
and just shout out once again, Thai guy Sven Gronefeld, his pupil, Bianca Andreescu is in this tournament, so
yes,
you never know what you're gonna get out of her.
That's true. Yeah, she might get wild with it. I'm actually impressed that she's partnering with Sabine Lisicki. I didn't even know Sabine was still out there.
I didn't either. I thought she was on that same boat with John Lennon and Prince and Michael Jackson. Yeah, good to hear she's still out there.
Right? Good for her.
Yeah. So now let's cross over to the men, and they have 2 500 level tournaments this week.
Yes.
And the first one is the one we have in Halle.
Yep.
Germany. The one we're used to Roger Federer just wrecking shop.
Owning, yes. Don't he have like 8 or 9 of the Halles?
Yeah, I think he has 9 maybe.
I think that's the one he's one shy of double digits, but yep.
So no Roger this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the stands though.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so in this tournament, we have the top seed is weird. It's Medvedev. He doesn't have the 1 by his name. Must have been a Djokovic fan who did this draw. So number 2, we have Tsitsipas. Then we have Rublev. Then FAA. Then Herkic. Then PCB. Then RBA. Then Hachinov. So two immediate things I noticed. Number 1, this is a very good draw.
Yes, very good draw.
Number 2, all these Russians in here can't play.
Right. 2 of them playing one another too.
Oh my goodness. Where are they at?
The K's.
Oh, well, we know who's gonna win that. Because the other one ain't won nothing in a while.
But you know how he like pimping out his countrymen though, so he might get up on care and be like, "Everybody's scared of you now. I may not be able to beat anybody. I can still beat you."
I be looking at Karatsev and his matches now like, dude, are you even trying?
I know, right? I agree with you. It is questionable, I have to say, but we still love you.
Yes, yeah, that's hilarious. So tell me, how do you see this particular draw going?
Man, there's some fire up in this draw, Bryce. I mean, really, really and truly. So, I was again very surprised that Hubie didn't have a better tournament. But the fact that he got that doubles win, I think allowed him to get his grass court footing underneath him. So I feel like that 3rd round matchup is going to end up being Hubie against Felix, and that's gonna be a rumble.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking that'll be fun. And honestly, well, you got Nick down there too. You know how much Nick loves Stefanos.
I know.
Let me see here. Well, that's if Nick gets by that Altmaier, because you know how he is with people that ain't got a seed. He'll halfway try.
Right.
If that were the case, I would probably put a little bit of coin on him. But you know what? I am going to step out there. I'm calling Nick Kyrgios to win this tournament.
Oh, wow. Really?
I sure am. I am. I feel like he's playing more this year. He played last week. He took the L to Andy Murray, which to me is not, hell, he's a Wimbledon champion. I don't see nobody else in this draw that's Wimbledon champion. So, if Nick gets through that first round, I think at that point it becomes all about the ego with him, because he'll likely then play Stefanos, then likely PCB, then likely a Felix Herkach, and then in the final, who knows? Maybe Medvedev can keep the magic going. You know what I mean? But on grass, I would take Nick Kyrgios over Medvedev. I really would.
Oh yeah, I would too.
How about you, brother? What are you seeing on this for this tournament?
I don't trust Nick that far. So I'll just go ahead and put it out there. But I honestly believe it, and I'm not wimping out on this, but I think this would be a number 1 versus number 2 week. I think it could be Medvedev versus Tsitsipas, and my backup plan, because honestly, I don't think Medvedev has a real threat in the top half.
Right.
So I think Medvedev's going to be there, and I think the bottom half will either be FAA or Tsitsipas.
And you know what? That's a very fair kind of review, because again, you got a lot of Russians on that top half, and we know Daniil, regardless of the surface, is going to be owning up on the Russians. So he's going to be like, ain't nobody scared of you, ain't nobody scared of you, nobody scared of you, so get out the way. Right. So that's a good call, bro, for sure.
I had this Dutch guy just take me to this bakery.
Right? So you know he's salty for that as well. So yeah, right. Yeah.
But I think the bottom is much stronger, and I hope the semifinals. I think, you know what? I think the semifinals at the bottom are going to be good regardless, because it's going to be some combination of Herkic, FAA, Kyrgios, or Tsitsipas.
Agree. Yep, I completely agree with that. Yep,
and Tsitsipas. It's going to be some combination of that 4, and that'll be a good matchup. So
right. Have we seen Sebastian Korda play on grass yet?
If we did, it wasn't memorable.
Yeah, I guess not. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do anything in the tournament, because I just noticed his name was down there in that little bottom quarter there. But yeah, we'll see.
I don't even really think of him, much.
I get you.
Now, did you see Daniil and FAA are playing doubles together?
What? Really?
Yep.
I would not have called that pairing, especially if FAA has played and won 1,000 with Herkats. Why wouldn't you play with Hubie?
Because Hubie dumped him for
Mate. That is a valid point.
Yes.
He was like, if I have a choice, I'm going with Mate. He know what's going on this court.
Right. But you know what? They're playing Roger and Aravello in the first round, so they'll be able to concentrate on their singles.
Yeah, very, very true.
French Open champions. They're not about to all of a sudden upset them on grass.
Right.
So that is Halle, Germany. So definitely a good tournament to keep our eyes on. And then the final one, of course, is in London.
Right.
The Cinch Championships.
Yes.
And let's see who we got in this tournament here.
Yeah, this is a little bit more buster, but you know.
Oh, it is. Yeah, these are the people. These are the nice guys. You got Rude, Berrettini, Norrie, Fritz, Schwartzman, Shapovalov, Cilic, and Opelka. So you are very right. Yeah, this is a slightly buster tournament compared to the last one.
A little bit of the B squad, but still good. Still good matchups though. Still good.
Definitely good. I'm just scanning real quick. Yeah, there's some good other people in this tournament too.
How about that Tiafoe Wawrinka first round?
And you know what the crazy thing is about that? They've been practicing together.
Wow.
And I believe they are playing doubles together.
That is so weird how that happens. Because funny enough, we were talking about the Russians in the last tournament, Karatsev and Khachanov. They are playing doubles together.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were playing doubles.
Well, they were. Yeah.
Khachanov was like, Karatsev, won't you try?
Just try, please.
My goodness. You got the little endorsement and lost your mind.
Right?
But I will say, back to the doubles, that Titch and Pavillage are back together this week.
Nice, nice. So yeah, it was just a little something, something. He probably had something at home with one of the babies. He had to take him to an appointment or something. It was just
Yeah.
like I can't make this tournament, so I'll see you on the next one.
Right. And Wawrinka and Tiafoe can already start focusing on their singles.
On their singles,
Yeah.
yeah. Because Piers Polisek, which where have they been? I haven't seen those guys out for a little minute because that's a good team. I like Piers and Polisek.
They've been on Wawrinka and Tiafoe's back. That's what.
I tell you what, if Mektic and Pavillage can get out of that first round, against Skupski, but if they can get out of that first round, that's going to be a fire second round doubles match.
Yeah, that really will be. So
we
really hope our listeners out there, take the time to get into knowing the doubles players and watch some of the doubles matches. I mean, it's some of the most exciting tennis you really can see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it, the big names of singles, and that's what drives the sport. But if you're very honest with yourself, most of us, what we play is doubles.
That's right.
And so it's a great way to strengthen your own game and to learn, technique and to learn, what to do on a doubles court versus a singles court. And it's just some great personalities and great matches there. So
don't tell it, Bryce.
Ditto. When you buy your ticket to go to a tournament, that includes singles and doubles. You better get all your money.
That's what exactly. Better get all your money. Make it worth it.
Right. So okay. So back to this draw.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
Here's what I will say. Considering that, Matteo is coming off of that very, very strong win, just looking through the draw, I think he has a good chance to get 2 titles in a row, if I'm being very honest with you.
Right.
Because I don't know that I see anybody that really, really should be able to challenge him.
There's not a lot of great grass court players in this draw.
Right, exactly. I mean, now he does have a tough task in Daniel Evans the first round, but I still feel like he has enough power and a big enough serve forehand combo to be able to get past Dan. Because Dan comes to the net and he volleys and all that good stuff. So that can always kind of mess with somebody. But I just think Matteo's game is big enough to be able to push him around and off. So, yeah, I'm going with Matteo.
All Matteo needs to do is make sure that there's a good party local the night before.
Right.
And he'll be all right.
That is all.
Mr. Evans will be like, woo!
Right. But I tell you what, now I will say this. Don't sleep on Marin Cilic. Don't sleep on him. Because he had that good French Open run, and he on grass. And if you really look at that top half, now that his next match against Bublik is going to be a little bit tough because Bublik is always just out of control, Rick. And so you never know what you're going to get. But I tell you what, it could very easily be a Cilic-Berrettini final.
I do not doubt that. That looks actually very plausible to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully Jensen Brooksby can do something. I see him up in that quadrant, but I just don't know how he plays on grass. So,
yeah, very, very, yeah. I think that's a good call. So then, who would you take in the finals between Cilic and Berrettini?
I'm still kind of going with Berrettini because I just feel like he's coming back and he's excited and he's on grass, which apparently is a really good indoor, his best surface. So I would still kind of vote for Berrettini to win.
Okay.
What about you?
I think the same. Cilic is like your old uncle still hanging around.
Exactly.
He's dangerous, but if you just focus, you'll take him out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Gosh. Well, some interesting things have happened, this week, and one of those things is we, as every Monday, we get an updated ranking
Yes.
And I'm not really thinking about the women's rankings today as much as I'm thinking about the men's ranking, because we had Medvedev return
That's right.
his number one spot at the top of the rankings, which didn't surprise a whole lot of people. I think more people were surprised that Sasha Zverev moved up to number two, leapfrogging Djokovic.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy to think that the number 1 and 2 spot is not being held by one of the big three or one of the big four, because Andy Murray, of course, should be considered, because he had it for a little spell and ended the year as number one. But yeah, it's just, I mean, since 2000, hell, 4 or 5?
Three.
Or 3, there you go. Because I was about to say, when did Roger get number one? Because once Roger got it, he didn't relinquish it until Nadal came in the picture, and then they was tussling, and then Djokovic was like, make room for me. And then Andy Murray was slowly on the back end talking about, well, yeah, let me get my chance to get it. Right. So, I mean, just for none of them to be in the top 2 spots is just, it's different, bro. It's signifying that there is definitely change.
Yeah, and to be clear on Djokovic's part, a lot of that is, of course, been by choice.
Yes, absolutely.
So, this is as a result of those decisions, and Nadal's have largely been due to injury.
Correct. Yeah, if he were able to play a lot more last season, he would probably be number one at this point in time, having won basically both. He's on the, he's chasing the Grand Slam. So yeah, he definitely, I count on him having it when the fall comes for sure.
Right. Well, and we know Djokovic is going to take over Zverev in a minute, because with Zverev out with the karma foot, he can't, he's just going to be losing points here. And so Djokovic, I think, will be number 2 shortly. But, to kind of round out the top 10, so, after Nadal at number 4, you have Ruud is now up to number 5. Tsitsipas has dropped to number 6.
Gotcha.
Alcaraz held true at 7. Rublev held true at 8. FAA held true at 9, and Berrettini held true at 10.
Yeah, which is surprising to me, because we haven't seen much from Berrettini this season, but yet and still he is still in the top 10 or at 10. So I thought I saw that and I was like, that's interesting. But yeah, apparently he's going to have a lot of points to defend starting. Well, and I wonder how that's going to work, Bryce. And you educate myself as well as the listeners. So considering they took the points away from Wimbledon, does that just mean people lose points, or are they going to keep them what they got the previous year in play?
No, everybody will lose those points. And that was one of the arguments one of the players had, who was nameless, was saying, based upon how he did at Wimbledon last year, he's going to drop out of the top 100 because he's going to lose those points without an opportunity to replace them.
Right.
So everybody is being impacted. So it's almost like the better you did last year is the worse it's going to be for you this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So no one's going to lose more than Djokovic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Djokovic and Berrettini.
And Berrettini.
Yep.
Well, who won for the women?
That was Barty.
Okay, so she cool. Oh,
she good.
She said, I know they tricky over there. Let me get out here real quick.
Right?
So, who did she beat in the finals?
The good Pliskova.
Oh, so yeah, okay. So it's not much of an impact on the women's side, but on the men's side, yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit of a hit, man. It's crazy, but yeah. So that's So it'll be So unfortunately for Berrettini, that's maybe why he's trying to play and get these tournaments, because he know he about to lose basically 1,500 points come come time Wimbledon is finished.
So let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
So we know Djokovic is going to lose the 2,000 points from Wimbledon, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is it not still policy for the United States that if you are not a resident or a citizen, that you must be vaccinated to come into the U.S.?
Right. I believe that is still the case. Yes.
Right. The thing that I heard that has changed recently was that, and I wish they had done it before I came back to Paris, you no longer have to take a test.
Right.
But I don't think that changes the vaccination requirement. And so back to my point is, if Djokovic is about to lose these 2,000 points from Wimbledon and is still not vaccinated and can't get in the country and misses the entire summer hardcourt swing, DC, Canada, Cincinnati, U.S. Open. Is that what's about to happen?
I honestly think that it is. I mean, again, his decision, he's essentially sacrificing his tennis career. I mean, and that let's just, take away the whole GOAT, discussion and all that. He's essentially robbing himself of his career.
Yeah. Yes. But I'm sure there's the perspective that, he's standing up for what he believes.
Yeah. I mean, that's yep. I think that the folks that follow him and all of that, that's probably what they will, what they believe.
Yeah. So that's why I left it at, it's a choice, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, everybody on the tour had to make a choice, and so there it is.
There it is. Whoop. There it is. Whoop.
Now, speaking of choices, there's been a lot of chatter lately, right, about Patrick and Serena no longer together, and now Patrick is coaching Halep, and folks want to know, well, who fired who and what went down.
Right.
And I just wanted to read you real quick, because you had mentioned before the show you hadn't heard about this. Just a little blurb that is out there, and I'll credit Tennis World for publishing this article. But it says here, Coach Patrick Mouratoglou said he didn't want to end his partnership with Serena Williams on bad terms, and he thinks he was pretty fair toward the 23 Grand Slam champion Williams, age 40, who hasn't played since retiring in her Wimbledon first round match last year. And nobody knows exactly what the American plans to do next. In April, Mouratoglou announced he had accepted to become the new full-time coach of Simona Halep. And I quote, "I wanted to be fair to her and not be disappointed at the end of my career," Mouratoglou said. And I quote again, "I went to ask her what she was going to do. It wasn't very clear to her. I asked her if she wanted to go to Roland Garros. She told me she didn't know. It was 6 weeks before the tour. I told her I was waiting for her on Monday for training, and if she didn't come, I would consider myself free."
Oh.
And Mouratoglou thought he was done with coaching when Williams decided to take a break. But a few months later, he started missing coaching. When Halep made an offer, Mouratoglou badly wanted to return to coaching. And I quote, "After Serena decided to take a break, I confessed to my loved ones that I feel like I'm done with coaching," Mouratoglou said. And I quote, "I knew that one of my strengths was that I had a lot of enthusiasm for my work. Without this enthusiasm, I cannot be a good coach. I felt like I had lost it." End of quote. Halep has been one of the best players on the WTA tour for the past decade, and Muratoglu thinks she is a great person too. And I quote, I think Simona is incredibly generous in everything she does. So, this is the first time we've heard an official quote from either side mention kind of how the separation went. Listening to that, Isaac, what's your initial response? What's your gut response to that?
I think that I can see it from both sides of the coin, I guess. I think that, as we've kind of come to understand and learn about the Williams family, they're a close-knit unit. They don't let too many people in, and, they expect a level of trust and loyalty. And I think that because I think for them, they probably are, them being Serena, I think she sees it as, you're supposed to be ride or die. So regardless of me not telling you anything or what have you, unless I announce my retirement, I kind of expect you to be with us. And with, when I say us, I mean the Williams family.
Right.
So so I think that was probably the sentiment on the Williams side, whereas, he said in his words, basically that, he's just like, hey, I'm missing it. And I want to get back out there. And if I can't do that with you, then I'll just consider it, that you're okay with me pursuing other opportunities. And that to me was the fatal mistake. Is, again, he's been around the Williams camp long enough to know better.
Right.
Unless he got the verbal, yes, we release you, or yes, I release you, yes, go forward. I feel like if you don't get that direct verbiage from Serena, then you just can't assume that, okay, if you're not here, then I will assume I'm free to go pursue other opportunities. And again, folks, you may not, of course, know this, but we also saw that both Venus and Serena stopped following Patrick thereafter. So I think that's, in my opinion, Bryce, that was probably the break or gap or whatever you want to call it, is, with the Williams family, when they let you in, they expect you, your family, you're with them. And for him to, not get a firm or confirmation that it was okay to go back or go out and pursue another tennis opportunity, I think they kind of maybe saw that as a little bit of a betrayal.
Right. And then you have the other side, which is a lot of us Serena fans have been waiting for this. And thoughts have been for Serena to have her absolute, if she's really going to go for 24, right? We felt like she needed a different voice in her ear. And so, I mean, we don't know at this time if Serena's truly going for 24 or not. I mean, she has said she is, but if she does, it'll be very interesting to see who she has in that role. And, we haven't heard any of the big name coaches, but what crosses my mind, and I haven't heard anything, so listeners don't go running being like Brothers on Tennis said, because we don't know. We just speculating like all of y'all.
Right.
Now, who I don't think has a job right now isn't Sasha no longer with Pliskova?
That I don't know. He certainly ain't with Yastrzemska.
Oh, no. He left Yastrzemska and went to Pliskova, but I don't think he's with Pliskova anymore. And I haven't heard that he's popped up anywhere else yet. And to me, if Serena is working with someone behind the scenes and Patrick is gone, that's the first person I think.
Well, yeah, for sure, because I think the reason that Sasha left the camp was because of Patrick.
Right.
Yep.
So, and if you're talking about somebody that knows Serena's game.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, Sasha is one of the few.
So But once again, listeners, this is BOT. Just y'all listening to our conversation. I don't need nobody hitting me up in my DMs talking about somebody told us that Brothers on Tennis said. We just talking here, and y'all just listening. So don't running and telling nothing like y'all done heard something.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Having people all up in my DMs.
Right?
Shoot. So anyway, I just saw that article and I wanted to bring it up to you and kind of get what your thoughts were.
Nice. Very good.
All right. So look, we are definitely at time here for this episode. We're going to go run and jump on to our IG Live for the night. But we've given you the lay of the land for the grass court warm-ups for this week. Your job is to go watch and be ready to listen to us talk about it again next week. So on behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everyone, take care.